All right, it's time that we have a bit of a chat, have a heart-to-heart conversation about what's happening in class, reflect a little bit about our test grades and Schoology grades and just things in general. How are things going? This conversation might not fit to you. If you're doing well on Schoology assignments and your tests are the same or better, this probably does not apply to you. If that does apply to you, hit like right now. If it doesn't apply to you, then you gotta keep listening, okay? Because we gotta have a quick, honest conversation. So this is something that I'm noticing. I'm giving you 5, usually 10 tries on a daily assignment on Schoology. I give you 10 opportunities for a reason, okay? This reason, I explained it on my previous video on reducing test anxiety, right? It's for that purpose. And you can go watch that video so you can look at the reasoning, but it's so you can remove some pressure from you thinking that you have to get it right the first time. I don't want you to feel pressure when you're doing math. I don't want you to feel like stress that you have to get it now. And if you know that there's multiple opportunities, then you can take your time in learning and asking questions and getting help. But what I'm noticing is something completely different, okay? Something that I'm noticing is people are getting hundreds on their daily assignments, and that's great. But that's after 4, 5, 6 tries. And all I'm seeing is you go in there and you select A, you get the wrong answer, you're like, okay, I'm gonna try it again. B, you get the wrong answer. C, wrong answer. D, oh, look at me. I got it. I know exactly what I'm doing. You move forward and your grade goes from a 25, 30 to 100. Now, your daily grades count as 40% of your grade, right? Daily counts as 40% of grade. So you're getting hundreds on all of these assignments, and that's great. But are those hundreds, do they represent that you're actually learning, or does it represent that you're just guessing? You gotta be honest about this with yourself. Because if you're just selecting answers and you're like, well, I got it wrong the first 2 tries, or it was a true or false question, if I got it wrong, it must be true. So you just switch the answer and you get what you want to get. If that's all you're doing, no learning is happening. No learning. And you gotta be honest about this. This is like harsh truth, right? You need to understand that you're not learning by clicking, submitting it again, clicking, and just getting the same tries until you finally get the grade that you want. That is not the purpose of me giving you multiple opportunities. Because when you click on the next one and you skip and you try again and you skip and you try it again and you just guess, when you're doing that constantly, you're not learning. You're not figuring out why it's the right answer. You're just getting the right answer. You need to ask for help. This is where you talk to me. You're like, hey, I've tried this assignment 2 times and I keep getting it wrong. I don't know what's going on. Can you help me with this question? And then I come in and I clarify some things. Or you watch another one of my videos, right? You watch other of my videos and you're like, oh, I was doing it wrong because I didn't know what this word meant, or what this, how to set it up, or how to think about it, right? But if you're just clicking, no learning is occurring. And then what happens is you have all of these great grades on Schoology, and then you take a test and boom, you failed that test. 40, 30, 20, zeros. Tests count for 60% of the grade. 60. So you could get really nice grades on your daily average, but if you fail all of these tests, it's not going to be good for you. You're going to have to do a retake. You're going to have to do corrections. You're going to have to study and do it all over again. That's not the purpose of this. Learning happens when you get something wrong and then you get some questions answered, either through a video or through me personally or through a friend, and you're like, hey, how did you know to do that? Oh, this word means this, so I set it up like this, or I add them versus making them equal. When you understand what went wrong and you make adjustments, then the Schoology grade should reflect your test grade. And some of you, you're doing a great job about this. Some of you, you're adapting, and maybe your daily grades are not so good, but your test grades are even better. But if you start up here with daily grades and your test grades are horrible or the exact opposite, we're approaching learning the wrong way. So we need to talk. You need to talk to me. Whenever we're doing daily assignments and you have a whole period to work on a practice, instead of sitting there and guessing and checking and guessing and checking, you should be like, hey, sir, can you help me here for a second? And then I can help you out. Or you come to tutoring, or you come during lunch, or you come after school, but you ask for help. You don't just guess your way until you're happy with that, because you don't have that option on the test. You don't have the ability to click on the test and be like, oh, can I just redo it for the 7th time so that I can guess correctly? That is not how learning happens. So, COVID is over, meaning you're not distance learning anymore. COVID is still happening, but you're not distance learning anymore, right? You're in person. We need to adapt. We need to change. And if you're not adapting and changing, you're just going to keep getting the same results. Now, maybe you're doing really well and you're getting it and your grades are just not doing so well on the test. If that's happening with you, check out my video on anxiety, on testing anxiety, because maybe that's what's hurting you. All right? My goal here is to help you. But if you're not willing to reassess yourself, if you're not willing to look inward and think about why things are not working out or what's happening here, we can't make progress. So, if this video applied to you, I hope this has helped. I hope that it's at least made you rethink about your process, about how you're doing things. If this video did not apply to you because you're learning and you're trying and you're asking for help and you're doing tutoring and you're working, you're trying to figure things out, then keep doing what you're doing. You're kicking butt. Everyone else, focus. It's time to focus because we can't move like this the whole year. You can't have 90s and 100s all year on your daily assignments and then 30s and 40s on your tests. That's not how it works. Now, I get it. Test questions can be harder. You get 1, 2, 3 tricky questions. I get it. But when you only get 2 questions right and you get everything else wrong, it tells me a lot about how you're treating your daily work. All right. If you haven't subscribed, let's do so right now. Click the like button. And as always, we'll calculate later.